I feel like people might be disappointed.
All right. Gonna make this a little smaller. Your face is very enlarged right now.
No, let's not do that. Back it up.
All right, all right.
Nobody needs enlarged pores.
All right, guys. Oh crap. We're trying to get Jamie Kerstetter on here. Crouton must be sitting on the video camera or something. D-Moon Girl, Danielle Andersen, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome, but man, I'm not Jamie Kerstetter. I feel like if we gotta cut me for Jamie, I'm absolutely willing to make that sacrifice. We gotta get Jamie on here.
We're gonna try to get her on here. I'm just gonna introduce you real quick here. We have D-Moon Girl here. She's in a game right now at the Bellagio, so we're really grateful that she's cutting into her hourly to chat with us for charity. Really excited to have you on. I've met you several times. I think the first time actually, which we'll get into in a bit, was, do you remember when
we wore onesies? Well, oh no, was that the first? No, it was the first time Howard Letter, right?
Yeah, the Howard Letter scenario. So, I mean, if you want to talk about it, we can. But that was the first time. It was my first main event working it, and it was it was so dramatic. I was like, it was awesome, just the way you handle that. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a sec. Do you want to maybe say hello for some people who might not know who you are? I'm going to quickly just try to get Jamie on here while we're introducing you.
Yeah, sure. What's up? I'm Danielle Andersen. I used to play the screen name D-Moon Girl, for those of you not familiar. Played high stakes cash primarily. Cash dog. I'm a mom. That's what makes it cool, because nobody does the mom thing in poker.
Uh-oh. Please come back.
It's unfiltered here, so. And let's see, I said I donate 10% of my winnings for the first hour, and I'm up $858, so we're going to $86, and I got $40 in tips from the table.
Yes, thank you.
And eventually I was thinking about maybe making the rounds here in the room and seeing if I can peer pressure other people to make some donations.
Amazing, thank you.
Yes, thanks for having me, guys. Oh, and also Andrew Barber, who's like extremely charitable, is going to match all donations on this stream for the next hour up to 10K. So I love him, but I would like to punish him. So if you've ever wanted to punish Andrew Barber, very opinionated dude, there's probably a lot of people that wanted to punish Andrew Barber, love him or hate him. Here's your chance.
Awesome.
For kids.
All right, we're going to try. So if you guys didn't hear that, D-Moon Girl said that Andrew Barber is going to be matching all donations for the next hour on our stream up to $10,000. She's donating 10% of her winnings from the cash game she's in that she's going to go back to shortly. But we're also, anyone in the chat right now you're watching, send us some questions. I have some of my own. This is my colleague, by the way, Adam. And he's in his first year, and I'm in my third. We both travel quite a bit for poker. There's a lot of prominent poker pros. You are definitely one of them. You have a voice, and we're really happy that you use it. Jamie Kerstetter's video calling me.
Answer the call. When Jamie Kerstetter video calls you,
I can't answer it.
See what happens.
Oh, hey, Jamie.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have.
Oh, now you're on mute. Damn it.
Okay, we were having some technical difficulties, guys, so I'm gonna figure out how to merge this. Oh god. I wish I was technical. Alright, give me 1 sec. You're actually a little bit, or should I probably just turn the volume up? Jamie, I'm gonna try adding you to the group that we're in here. See if you can answer my call, okay?
Tech is not my 10-year-old could probably help us with this, but
Well, as soon as Jamie was like, I want to come on, I was like, oh crap, I don't know how to add 2 people to a video call. Oh my god, it worked!
I see Jamie. Where's Crouton?
Okay, I'm gonna break my no swearing rule so I can add to the jar, but let's fucking go. We got it working.
Do we all have no swearing rules?
Oh my god, no. I just, it's for myself. If you guys want to, it's cool. I donate $1 every time, I swear.
What are we up to right now?
Probably at like 13, I think. All right.
I'm on my phone. Sorry, I couldn't get my computer to work. So.
Okay, I'm gonna turn you up.
Okay.
Your face is very.
Turn it up.
All right. Oh no.
Let's not do that.
Sorry, guys. We're gonna get better at this as the week goes on, but.
Nobody needs a large board.
All right, guys.
We're the test run people.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Jamie Kerstetter on here. Okay, hi Jamie. Must be sitting on the video.
Hi.
All right. So we got Jamie Kerstetter, we got Danielle. Thank you so much for trying to make this bigger.
That's what she said.
You can keep my face small, thanks.
All right, cool. Jamie, do you want to just introduce yourself and introduce Danielle? There might be some people who might not know who you are. Obviously, a poker pro. Let's hear a bit about you. Right now at the Bellagio.
I can't hear. I can't tell what.
For charity. Really excited.
You
can't hear me? We
Barely.
I think the first time
Help.
actually, which we'll get into.
I think I'm hearing Bellagio.
When, yeah, that's Danielle.
Oh.
You hear a lot?
Yeah, the Howard Letter scenario.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I can move.
But that was the first. All right, let's hear a bit about you. I don't know. I'm gonna try to speak up. Hopefully, I'm not yelling. Yeah, let's hear a bit about you. Introduce yourself, and then we'll get to some questions.
Okay. I am a New Jersey-based poker pro. Probably more known for Twitter than for poker. Sadly.
Greatest of all time.
I could never win anything in poker, but you know, getting those retweets.
You're the wittiest bitch I know.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. How's it going, you guys?
Awesome. We've already been here for like I think 5 hours, and we raised like $700.
Nice.
Which is amazing. Everything's being doubled by Tom and Martin Crowley and Dan Smith. And then right now, while you guys are on, any donations that we do get are going to be doubled by Andrew Barber. So, Danielle is ready to punish him. So hopefully, we can.
Well, we're already at 126.
Oh, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh, that's your winning. You won last hour?
Yeah, I won, and then I got a $40 donation. And then I was thinking about just walking around and camera shaming everybody in the Bellagio room into giving.
Amazing, thank you.
Actually, James Woods is over there. He should donate.
Oh wow, yes.
I don't think he feels shame. So.
That would be really funny. I saw all that drama. It's pretty funny. Jamie, this is also my colleague Adam. We're both at it all week. So thank you guys so much for coming on. This is kind of like. I know this is the first day, so I apologize for the technical stuff, but like we're not technical at all. We just write about poker, so we're hoping to nail it down. But we really appreciate having you guys here. I have some questions for you. Obviously, I'm super excited to have you on. I know you both from poker for like 2 years now. Super nice. Can you just talk a little bit about how your year's been? We'll start with Jamie. I know that with like crypto and all this stuff, we're not maybe talk about the technical crypto stuff, but like how do you think stuff is changing this year from last year, and where do you think poker's gonna go like in the next year with there's like almost 80 events at the World Series and like everything. It feels like it's just like blowing up all over again.
Yeah, I was talking to my friends about this the other day. I was like, crypto has made a lot of people rich very quickly. So I think there'll be some poker pros who like don't show up at WSOP because they're too rich.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll play them and they're like,
too rich to fold.
Yeah, like I can't even win like 10 Bitcoin in this tournament. Who cares? But then I think like some of the like fringe players, like rec players, might have some extra money in their pockets and maybe play a bunch more tournaments than they normally would.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot more of them will be like valeting their lamp.
Okay, we were having some technical difficulties, so I'm gonna try to. Nice. I'm gonna figure out how to merge this. How about you, Danielle? I know you play mostly cash games. That's correct. All right.
Yeah, I pretty much only play cash games. I like play the main event and like ladies event. I screw around every once in a while, but I mostly play cash games. So I like to come and go when I want. I'm like a princess. I like to sleep.
Yeah.
I like to be home. I'm lazy. This like 12-hour, 5 days in a row shit. That doesn't fly for me. So yeah, I mostly play cash here in Vegas.
Nice. Speaking of princess, I remember very clearly you were wearing. I don't know if it was I forget if it was a tutu or like a princess gown or.
Oh no, it was like a '80s prom dress.
What was that about?
I lost a bet to Lauren Billings, and she got to choose an outfit of my choice, and she dressed me up as like 80s prom queen. I wore a sash and it said,
We gotta work
it'd say like knit bitch or something like that, or
oh my God,
something
no,
like that. I still have the dress, it's bright pink. Oh, and then like my makeup was all done. 80s. It was nice. It was definitely my style.
Probably at like 13. That's awesome.
You were actually like, you were 2 tables away from me during that. It was great. You came in and everyone
it was like,
and they're like, who the hell?
I remember
I thought she was gonna
really
make me wear like an animal like onesie or something like that, and she just went like right for the jugular, like right where it hurts with like the dress, you know. It's just like, and I had sparkly. It was bad. We're the test run people.
That's funny. And Danielle, you were on Poker After Dark recently. How is that? Unfortunately, I'm still. I haven't really had much time off. I've been working most of the year, and then we're working on this stream. But as soon as this is over, I'm catching up on poker, and I can't wait to watch the episode you're on. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was like? Because I think I heard somebody say that's like one of the. Is that the biggest cash game you played in, or?
I've played in bigger, but it was biggest cash game I played in. But I mean, it was cool. It's like, it's always fun when you get like a group of people together who are just like gonna have fun and who are not, you know, like I feel like nowadays a lot of the regs like put their earphones in and they look at their phones, they don't talk, they don't interact, they don't do anything to have fun. And like everybody was there, which is like there to have a good time. It was cool. And also like, you know, talking about like I don't know, I feel like poker kind of dried out for a little bit, and maybe it's still continuing to dry out, who knows, but I feel like there's some like resurgence in popularity a little bit, and like Poker Gro's doing some awesome stuff. Like they've got some super good content that they're doing on the website, and bringing back like Poker After Dark, like that was back in the day. That was like the only poker that I Poker After Dark and like the high stakes one or whatever it was, that those are the only ones that I watch. And now bringing that back, like it's just been fun to actually get some good content to sweat and watch. So it was cool. It was really fun. I mean, I ended up like, I lost a really big pot the second day versus Antonio. And so I ended down a little bit, but we played all night after the stream, and then I won all my money. So I was happy. It was fun.
Yeah, I read about that. That's awesome. Jamie, I have a question for you. I know that obviously, like, you know, a lot of your Twitter game is, most of it's humor, and honestly, it's very refreshing because we see a lot of negative stuff, especially during the WSOP when I have to be on Twitter a lot because I'm recording and we kind of like see what's going on or plug tweets and stuff, and there's a lot of negativity. Danielle's ready to punish him. I gotta ask, like, there was some stuff about obviously women in poker, and I kind of want to get both of your takes on the whole like winning an award thing in poker, and
I won, and then I got a
some women wanting to just focus on everyone winning an award versus just saying women are inferior and they should, you know what I mean? Like I want to know what your take is on having awards specifically for women and what that would mean to you if you won it.
I don't think you feel shame.
That would be really funny.
Well, I try to play really bad so that I'm not put in this situation.
Jamie, this is also my colleague Adam. We're both at it all week, so thank you guys so much for coming on. This is kind of like, I know this is the first day, so I apologize for the technical stuff, but like we're not technical at all. We just write about poker, so we're hoping to nail it down. We really appreciate having you guys here. I have some questions for you. Obviously, I'm super excited to have you on. I know you both from poker for like 2 years now.
That maybe men don't. Like it's hard to find your clique in poker, you know? Like when you start out,
yeah,
like,
for sure,
you're not
absolutely.
invited to like join someone's grind house because like someone's either hitting on you or they don't want to be friends with you. So there are things that like make it different. I especially think like if a middle-aged woman or older, like someone who's like really on the fringes of poker who can't find a click, if someone like that was crushing poker, I'd be like even more impressed because they don't have the like network of support that a lot of young internet guys find instantly. So I think that there is some value to like recognizing that like it is different for a woman to enter the poker world and succeed.
Nice. How about you, Danielle?
Yeah. I agree. I think like I understand why, like if we get to a point where it's like women are, you know, making up at least a respectable portion of the poker community, I could see being like, okay, there's really no need for this, whatever. But the fact is that we are like a very underrepresented population right now, and in order to cultivate that and to get more women interested in the game, I think that creating like welcoming environments and things that are kind of fun are good for that long term. And so I'm willing to like sacrifice you know, we should have no handicaps. We should be able to compete with the men. I get that. But at the same time, the women's event and ladies event, stuff like that, it's a fun environment where women can come and they feel comfortable and they can like learn the game and whatever. And so, and also, you know, as far as like female player of the year and stuff like that. I think it's kind of the same thing. It's like Jamie said, there are some barriers. There's definitely some advantages. Like, no lie, I'm the first person to admit that like there are advantages being female in the poker world, but there's also some disadvantages. And I just think until we get, until we even the playing field a little bit, I think that it's okay to set aside some like honors for the weirdos like us who play.
That's fair enough. And what do you guys have planned for 2018? I know, Danielle, I saw something on... Oh, we got a donation. Got to interrupt you.
Oh, how do we donate? By the way, how do we donate?
$360 from Squeef451. Thank you so much. He says it's all fake internet money.
That's a lot.
Yes, thank you so much.
How do we actually...
Squeef.
How do people actually donate? Like, if I want to put in my donation, how do I actually do it?
We are taking donations. There's a donation button on our Twitch info page where you can go PayPal or credit card. Also, I know you're in the States. It's not a needle, but on PokerStars, Party Poker, and then ACR. I don't know if you have ACR in where you're at, but we're taking transfers there too. So there's like a whole bunch. PayPal. So it's up to you. We can arrange something. No problem.
All right. I want to make sure that my $126 goes towards the Andrew Barber Fund.
Yeah.
But if it's a pain in the butt to do, I'll do it after we're done here.
Sounds good. No worries. Thank you so much. Thank you, Squee. That was a lot of money.
Do you think someone would donate if they got to see Crouton?
Oh, maybe.
Oh yeah, you should set like a bar for that. No, don't hold out. You gotta hold out.
Oh.
You're doing this.
All right, guys. Crouton was just on the screen. Let's get some
Crouton is up for auction.
But that was Sleeping Crouton. That's cute Crouton, but he gets better than that. So if you guys want to see more Crouton, you're gonna have to donate.
See him do a trick.
Done. If you guys didn't hear that, if you want to see more Crouton, donate. Obviously, actually, that kind of leads me into a question I had for you, Jamie. You're pretty, obviously, I see lots about like animal rights stuff, and you're just super into animals. How did you get into having a love for animals and getting passionate about that? Obviously, aside from poker.
That was like from when I was born. I don't know what it is. My mom was always the type that was like, don't kill that bug, put it outside.
Yeah.
Like things like that. And like that has just rubbed off on me since I was like really little, and I've always loved pets. Every kind of pet. Like we just trapped a mouse in our house, and like I tried keeping him. So like that's what you have to deal with if you're dating me. I feel so bad for Chris. But no, I just love animals. It makes me really sad when like you read stats about pit bulls getting put to sleep just because like people are afraid of them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like I just have always felt that.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, obviously we were looking into, different causes and stuff like that, and we're going to be, like, after this is over, just sitting down and distributing money, and because I think that Reg Charity gives you the option to choose the charities you're interested in. So, like animals, I have 3 dogs, so we're hoping to pick one of the, like, an animal charity fund, plus also towards healthcare in Africa. So, hoping that we can pick some good ones. So that's awesome. I wanted to ask Danielle before we were not rudely interrupted by the donation. I saw that on Instagram, I believe you posted something about some big things happening in your life. I don't know if it's poker related or a bit of both. Are you allowed to talk about it right now, or can you give us like a little bit of an insight?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I like had some people express interest in doing, or like me doing like a video blog type thing, kind of like what Andrew Neiman and Brad Owens have done a really good job of it.
Okay.
And I've really had the motivation mostly because I'm a huge tech fish and I get frustrated and very overwhelmed with very simple tasks that should not overwhelm me. So the idea of like editing whatever is like terrible. But Learn WPT approached me and they were kind of interested in doing like a coaching / video blog type series. And so I've been making some videos for them. I haven't really like officially announced it because they're working on some promotional stuff, but
yeah.
I am set up there. I've done some couple episodes for them. So it's just been kind of fun because it's like get behind the camera and bring people along through a session and like talk about some like behind the scenes poker for dark stuff, what my thought process was on certain hands and stuff. And
nice.
It's been kind of because it's just I get to just sit in front of the camera and talk and I don't have to worry about making it look nice. So that's been cool. So that's exciting for me when I can figure out how to use the camera. So yeah, that's the working at home. It's the new development in my life. So
that's awesome. Jamie, I know that you are a Borgata partner. Is that right?
Yeah. So
okay,
I play online.
Awesome. And so I know you live in New Jersey, or is that just like the region for Borgata?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from New Jersey and I live here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know online poker for us Canadians, again, not rubbing it in. I don't play much online, but I know that it was pretty painful. I know for you, Danielle, you know, I watched your documentary, and I obviously like chatted with you about some of that stuff. How are the fields online, and you know, how do you think poker is going to look online in the next like year or two?
Are you asking Jamie, I assume? Since I'm no longer in online.
Yeah, in New Jersey. Like, what is it like out there?
You said, what's it like here?
Yeah, what's it like out there, and how do you think it's going to change in the next while?
Okay, it's pretty good. Like, we get some decent tournaments off, and they can run some pretty good cash games. Like, some people move to New Jersey to play. We are going to be partnering, schooling with Nevada, Delaware, and then hopefully Pennsylvania within the next year. That's what people are hoping. So I think it'll get really big. I think instead of having like a 40 or 50K guarantee on Sunday, we'll be able to run like a 200. Somebody's winning.
Somebody's winning a pot.
Sportsbook.
It's nice to have another option besides going to the casino, as like me and Danielle both are the type that like enjoy sweatpants a little bit too much. So
although going to the casino doesn't really set me back, just for the record.
So yeah,
I'm rocking it right now.
Good to be able to play at home.
That's awesome.
Everybody's like, did you just come working out? And I'm like, no, I just dressed this way. Thanks for asking.
Danielle, I don't know if you want to talk too much about this, or, you know, I know it's a sore spot or whatnot, but can we talk about the Howard letter incident?
Yeah, of course. You can ask me anything. What do you want?
Okay, cool. So for those of you, okay, you have to be living under a rock if you didn't know about this, but obviously Black Friday, a lot of stuff happened. A lot of people were really negatively impacted, Danielle being one of them. And I happened to be working my first main event 2 years ago, and Danielle happened to be at Howard Lederer's table. She was at a fun table, and like people were going all in blind in the 10K. Like it was absolutely bonkers. And then
there's a little bit of like a backstory that makes it was the whole sequence of events that made it like so absurd, because it was like kind of late in day one, and there's this woman at the table, and she was clearly like a recreational player, like maybe 50s, and she like didn't really know the rules. I literally don't think she knew that raising was an option. Like she just called with the nuts. She was just very confused. And like late, but she just like called chips, and she just like kept having it and like whatever. And then so it was like late in the day, and she'd been really quiet all day, and I started talking to her, and she's like, "Do you know why I'm here?" And I'm like, "No, why?" She's like, "It's my husband's 50th birthday, and he made me play this stupid tournament." She's like, "My butt hurts. I hate poker. I'm bored. I'm tired. I want to go home." And she's like, "I just want to give away all my chips." And then she said that like on the last break, she went up to the floor, and she like literally, she asked if she could just portion them out to the table and give everybody a little bit and go home. and they were like, "No, you can't do that." And then she's like, "Well, what do I do?" And we're like, "Well, I don't want to tell you how to play it, but like you have to put the chips in the middle if you want to like be done." And she's like, "Well, what happened if I make it through the night?" And we're like, "Well, then you have to come back day 2." And she's like, "No." She's like literally trying as hard as she can to like give away her chips, and everybody at the table knows this. And so we were all just kind of turned into like a crazy fun environment. We're all like drinking, we're having fun. Of course, she's like jamming all in with like 200 big blinds, and a guy, you know, she's got like Jack 2, and a guy calls her with pocket 9s, and she like hits a Jack, and she's got like more chips. And it's just like an amazing environment. And then finally she busts, and she's as happy as can be. And she's leaving, and we go from like having the most fun environment to there's like one seat open. Oh, did I lose you guys? Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Still here.
Okay. Oh, there she is.
And then the seat was filled by like, we went from like the stone best person the whole tournament to have to like maybe the worst. And like Howard Letter walked up and like sat in the seat. It was just like the air just like went out of the whole thing. It was just like, and I was actually kind of like disappointed in myself because I'm like over Black Friday. I feel like I've moved on from that. It's like it is what it is. It brought me to where I am now. Whatever. But I was kind of like irritated because it like I got more emotional than I thought that I would. It was just like kind of hard. Just like the life was just like sucked out of me.
Yeah.
And anyways, there was people on the like rail and they were yelling at Howard. It was the first summer he was back, so all summer you heard people like yelling, you know, terrible things at him and whatever. And there's a guy on the rail and he's like, Danielle, how's it feel to be sitting next to the biggest scumbag in poker, blah blah. And I'm like, I get people are mad, but like that's just not like my style, you know. But I felt compelled to say something, so I just spoke up and I just was like, I was respectful to him, but I was like, does it bother you that it's like physically painful for me to have you at the table? Like that, like, how, you know, does it like even affect you? And he was really quiet. And he's like, yeah, it does. So I was just like, then why are you here? Like even if you're not guilty of the things you're accused of, like you're guilty by negligence at the minimum. Like the least you could do is just let us have our poker environment without you intruding here, you know? And he didn't really say anything. And it was like just a weird sequence of events. So, but yeah, so then of course the media was already there and it was just kind of got like blown up into a big thing. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't really allowed to actually write about it. So I basically, all I did was I put together a string of tweets from Danielle. And yes. I just put together a string of tweets and I was like, okay, it's on Danielle. I'm just posting it.
Yeah. It basically went from like, oh my fucking God, this woman is trying to get out of the tournament to, oh my God, she threw out a guy with Jack. It's, this is hilarious. We're all taking tequila shots. And then it was like, oh my God, you're never going to guess what just happened. Who took the seat?
That was insane. That was crazy.
It's a crazy
Danielle, like this tilted me this summer. Ferguson gets sat at my table and people like ask for his autograph. They're like, oh my God, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, no one read articles. Like, he was like, I'll sign it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, and I did actually, after the interaction at the main event, I actually wish that I had like got an opportunity to talk more to Howard because I just had some questions and I just kind of felt like unresolved about it. And I said that if I ever got the chance that I would, approach him. And then this last summer he was sitting in, I just walked in and he was just standing here. And I went up and actually had about a 45-minute conversation with him in the middle of the room with like everybody watching it. It was actually good. I don't know. I've always kind of thought that it's likely that, I'm not saying they're not guilty, they certainly are, but I've always thought that like, there's just no way for everybody to know the whole story. And I think that it's more of guilt by negligence. And, I'm not saying he didn't have some fault, but I think that there's more people. And I think that him and Chris maybe took more than their fair share of the brunt for it. But, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the whole story. But to me, it's like, it's not healthy to hold on to so much like hate. For a long time, I was really resentful and hateful and whatever. And I just kind of, for me personally, I felt like I get that.
I wish you would say something. Like, it would be different.
And that was,
say,
and that's one of the things.
For my part in it.
For sure. And when Howard talked to me for a long time, I said, because he answered my questions, we talked about whatever. And I said, well, I watched your first interview. And I was like, if all you're telling me is true, I was like, why don't you just come out and say that? And I was like, I watched your first interview. And I was like, you were very disingenuous. And I was like, I came off thinking you were more guilty after it than I was before. And he's like, well, you're right. He's like, that's because at the time I was angry at the folk community for like throwing me under the bus and like making me a scapegoat. And he's like, so I wasn't willing to accept responsibility for the parts that I was responsible for. And he said, now I was just like very resentful. And so I wasn't sorry at that time. He's like, but I've done a lot of growing, a lot of reflecting, a lot of whatever. He's like, I'm ready to take responsibility for the part that was mine. He's like, but I'm not willing to fall on a sword that isn't mine either. And he said, and that's one of the reasons why he's like, you asked me why I stick around and why I returned to the poker community. He's like, that's one of the reasons. He's like, because if I didn't, that's kind of like guilty by, not showing up. And he's like, and the other thing is, he's like, you're not the first person that's approached me and that's asked me these questions. And he's like, I feel like by being here, the people who are willing to listen, who want to have that conversation, I'm willing to give them the time. And that can be kind of healing for some people who were hurt by it. And I can respect that because it was like, I felt a lot more closure after it. And in the end, I was like, glad that we had that interaction. So, and I mean, it can't be easy to just walk around and have everybody calling you, terrible names and whatever. But again, I'm Minnesota nice. I'm really forgiving. Yeah, I just, it doesn't benefit me any to hold on to the resentment and harbor, and I've just kind of moved on from it. So it's like, am I going to be, spending Christmas with Howard? No. But am I going to be like, swear profanities on when he's walking down the hall? Like, no, I'm not there either. So
this is very Minnesota of you.
I'm a Minnesota girl.
I know.
I'm trying to spread the love, not the hate. Remember? Haven't you seen any of my shirts?
Sure.
Everybody's going to come out with a bunch of scams now. They're going to be like, this girl's naive as fuck. I got something to sell you.
Jamie, what about you? I want to know, obviously, there's lots of jokes on Twitter. I want to know, like, the other side of you. What do you have planned for 2018? What's something, like, we might not know about you in your personal life? We know lots about you from Twitter, but, poker related and crouton related. But, like, what's something that you think that we'd be shocked, that we don't know?
That's actually it. Like every time I have an inner thought, I just put it in a tweet. So that's all I got, guys. Let's see. So something kind of exciting. I did my first Poker News podcast the last week with Chad Holloway.
Nice.
We started that Let's Be podcast. We're going to be interviewing people like Danielle. I think Danielle would be a sweet person to have on at some point soon. We're getting the people who are
whatever you want from me, my love.
All right. Oh, then I got.
As long as you. As long as you like my tweets every once in a while, I'll just be excited. I'm just along for the ride, Jamie. Whatever you want.
That's
threatening Twitterverse that if they don't donate, you're gonna quit Twitter forever.
Oh wow! Jeez.
I love it.
Just so you know.
Tell them if someone throws $20 to the stream, I'll show some more crouton.
And you won't quit Twitter forever.
And I won't.
Which I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What else is new with me? So me and Chris just looked the other day at a house that's like basically a haunted house that we were looking at buying, but it's crazy. A person was literally actually murdered there, and that's why it's like half price, and it's like the nicest house ever. But we were like we want to bring Crouton and be like, if he goes in each room and he's not scared, then we might buy it, and if he's like, I'm not going in this fucking house, we're like,
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, I feel like you would be the person that just doesn't give a fuck. Oh, God. Add $1 to the swear jar. I feel like you just, like, whatever. You feel like, whatever. It's a haunted house. Who cares? It's a nice house, half price. I'm living in it.
That much. I feel like, you just got to win over the ghost and have it be like a chill ghost. I'll leave him out snacks and beer and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't care that much, but it is a little weird. It's like weird that everyone else cares so much. That like property value goes from like $800K to $300K. And I'm like, should I care? Kind of weird.
You got to find your edge where you can.
That's awesome.
You should have. I see ghosts. I have a crazy childhood ghost story.
Oh, let's hear it.
Let's
hear it.
I don't remember this, but my mom swears it's true, and my dad, which my mom can be full of shit. My dad, he's like pessimistic about everything, and he wouldn't say it unless it happened. So when I was a kid, apparently I had an imaginary friend, and her name was like Susan or something, and I'd always be talking to Susan, whatever. And then my mom's friend, who grew up in the same area that we lived, she was like over one day, and I came down. I was like talking about my imaginary friend, and she's like, did you say Susan? I'm like, Mom was like, yeah. And she's like, I had a classmate that had a brain aneurysm in this house. Her name was Susan.
Oh my
God. And like tweaked out about it. And then, I listen, don't kill the messenger. I'm just repeating the story that I've heard a million times. Apparently she brought over like a class picture and out of like 31 kids, I like showed, and I was like, oh, there's my friend Susan. They like swear it's true.
All right, I'm not buying this fucking house.
What just happened?
Yeah, it's a little exorcism there.
It's crazy.
A little creepy.
Wow. Okay.
I think we need more crouton.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need more crouton.
Hi, crouton. Here, I'll wake him up. Let's go.
Crouton, wake up.
Wake up, buddy. We need you to exercise some demons.
Wake up for charity. Wake up for charity, crouton.
Oh, there you go.
Andrew Barber's Twitter name.
He's over it. He's like, you guys are boring. I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
He's like, I hate you all.
I love it.
We should have made this a drinking game. Is what should have happened.
Yeah.
You want the people to donate. That's how to get the people to donate.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. It's also first day, and also Jason Somerville is streaming right now. So we have a bit of competition. I mean, he's not that big of a deal, but like, I mean, for some reason there's like 2,000 people watching his stream. So whatever to him.
But I'm like the queen of the Run It Up crowd. Like I'm there. I used to be Jason's sidekick, so I feel like they should be here supporting the queen.
Yeah, I sent him an email. I kind of wanted to wait till he was done with Prague, because I know that he's been really busy and on weird hours, and I'm about to do my 4th Run It Up Reno with them, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna email Jason, no shame, just be like, Leo, you're famous, we need donations, so we're gonna see what he says.
Pour yourself out.
Absolutely, it's for charity.
Yeah, so
you gotta do what you gotta do.
We'll see what he says.
That says Jason Somerville hates charity since he's running this up against us.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hates children, animals.
Maybe we'll get the host. I don't know. We'll see. I do have a question in general. I don't know. I want to ask this mostly for there's a lot of women that play in Calgary, actually, where I'm at, and we have like a really big league, but I don't see like these women coming to lots of the bigger tournaments that we host. Jamie, I want to ask you, one thing I noticed about you was, all summer you always have like the same sort of like reaction, like whether I see you busting a tournament or like you're deep in a tournament, you're always just like smiling and like not like, I don't ever see you tilting or like, you always have like a positive attitude. I know that like you're a face in the poker community, both of you are, but like what advice would you give some women? Sometimes it's pretty tough to come and jump into poker where was that $40? Rata wins. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm really bad at technical stuff. What? It's like cut off. Okay, $40. We got $40. Thank you so much, Rata wins. Double to 80. I think that was Crouton.
See what happens. I threatened that Jamie was going to quit Twitter, and then money starts.
We should be eating a lot more than $40. Jamie, we'll see what you're worth.
Well,
okay, so what I was saying, for some women that might be like scared to play in those environments or like that might get down because they bust a couple tournaments, like what advice would you give, not even just women, but people in general who are maybe just getting into poker or want to jump up and play more tournaments, in bigger fields and who might be scared? Like, some people, I don't play very big tournaments, but, maybe one day I want to play like a 2K or 3K or something. What advice would you give some people who might want to, might be scared?
It's only poker and it can hurt you. Like the people who are trying to intimidate you usually suck.
It's true. There's a serious direct correlation. Yeah.
Yeah. And just like scared. It's just every time you pick up a bigger buy-in, it's a little bit more to lose. But that's also like a win in itself. If you built up like $50 daily, being able to play like a $300 circuit event, just building up is good enough. Like you should feel good about yourself. That every time you play a bigger, you're getting a little bit of experience. So you like it doesn't hurt as much. I know when I'm playing a tournament that like 9 out of 10 times I'm not going to be too effective and it's just like exactly what. And also, my other point of advice would be to just own like 1,000 Bitcoin and then it doesn't hurt at all.
Own 1,000 Bitcoin.
Like, no coins. Yeah.
What about CryptoKitties though? I have like 20 CryptoKitties that need to get sold.
Yeah.
I was just researching this last night. I don't understand.
I don't know. I have like, I had some, like a friend of mine who got some with like royal blue traits and she's like, I'm never selling it. I'm like, dude, wait for like 2 weeks and you're going to get more that have royal, like, it's just crazy. I can't believe I am like mining kitties and stuff. Like, it's absurd, but I did make some money off of it. So.
Yeah.
You like breed them then, right? Like, Devo was just talking on Twitter the other day about that he got like $100 for somebody to like breed with his dog or something. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. What world are we living in?
Somebody paid $57, I think it was, to breed with my cat. Like, I pimped my cat out for $57 US. That's a lot in Canadian. A lot of Canadian.
So what are we getting for? Can we pimp Crouton out?
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great. Dude, I like how we're like, hey guys, we want you to take cryptocurrency seriously. Like, this is the currency of the future. Then we're like, dude, I got a blue cow with black stripes worth $100. Let's fucking go.
Bye, kitties.
A little bit.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome.
I love it.
Oh, there's a question in chat.
Oh.
Ivana Drink says, Jamie Kerstetter, how come you don't stream on Twitch anymore? It was always fun. It was always a fun hang.
Oh, thanks. I can't remember why I stopped. Party Poker, I used to be sponsored by Party Poker, and they were all about Twitch.
Yeah.
And they were like super heavy into it, so I started doing it. And I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy doing it like 5 times a week. So I kind of like phased it out over time.
Right.
And then I moved to a new house, and I just like didn't set up my stream again. It's the type of stuff where if you're doing it on a regular basis, you can really make something of it. Like you get more followers and whatever, and subs and stuff. But if you're doing it like once every couple, it just doesn't really make too much sense.
Fair enough. And you play some cash too. I know I saw you on like Poker Night in America a few times. How is that? Like, do you like to sort of?
I bluffed her.
I was just gonna say this bitch. I was like, I thought we were friends, and then I was like, I unfollowed her on all social media.
I had a suited ace. What do you want?
I feel like was it like ace 8 or something? Was it? I can't remember.
It was like ace 3. I could have made a wheel. Was it ace 6? I don't know.
Diamonds.
Well, I could have made 2 straights.
She had a pair draw. Leave her alone.
Yeah. I'm definitely bluffable.
All right, fair enough.
It wasn't that. It was just sometimes you just gotta advertise.
Sometimes you just gotta pull jacks, man. You know.
That I can
take jacks.
talk shit.
That's awesome.
Poker Night's pretty sweet though. The lineups they put together sometimes are very awesome.
Yeah.
I've kind of played it probably like 5 or 6 times, and I've had a good time each time, except for when Danielle.
Yeah, we should really.
Bitch.
Whatever, that was fun. You won all the money that time, I think.
Yeah, it was sweet.
And you bluffed Vanessa Selp, so it's like it cancels out, and then you end up ahead. It's fine.
I think I can't be like, this is an elite team of people, right? There's like 6 people who have gotten a bluff through, who would be dumb enough to bluff her, and who actually successfully got through. Like that's be a really small list.
No, it was good. It's good fun. Selling yourself short. I heard Poker After Dark is going to do a ladies' night, which I think will be incredible.
Oh, nice.
The preliminary date that they told me I'm out of the country, so I'm hoping that they either don't do it or they do another one. But I think it's fun. Every time that I've ever played with like a ladies crew or whatever, it's always entertaining. It's always a good time. So we got to get back on Poker Night in America, hound them about it.
Okay.
Again.
I
That'd
think
be
they
awesome.
were successful. Like the couple episodes they did got a lot of viewers on YouTube at least when we had the ladies' night. So I'm sure
Yeah.
they'd be down.
You just got to get a little alcohol going.
Yeah.
I feel like the first or the second one wasn't nearly as fun.
Yeah, because we were all trying so hard.
Yeah, because Vanessa Russo wouldn't drink with us, and then like somebody else would drink. So it's like when there's 2 people not drinking, it's just not as fun.
Yeah.
We're all stupid drinking. Like,
Do you remember what was her name? I'm gonna be so sad if I can't think of her name. But the lady who was on deck the first night we did it, an older, not older,
shots?
who kept bringing us shots. She was sending shots to the table,
Yeah.
and we're like, "Ooh, someone's bringing us shots. That's so nice."
It was incredible.
Who's getting into the game? I was like, "Oh my god, she's a genius."
First on the list, it was like super meta game. It was like great. They just kept bringing shots, like, oh, you know, who's this, whatever. And then it was like coming from the woman that came in to try and take all of our money. It was very well played.
Yeah.
It was like next level. Very.
Have you guys played with Lauren Roberts? I saw her play her a couple times. She has no fear.
Yeah.
No, she has no fear. She don't give a shit. She's a honeybat. Yeah, I played with her. Yeah, I just played with her last week actually, and we played in some high stakes games here in Vegas. She's a lot of fun to play with. Talk about a woman who doesn't have any. She holds nothing back.
Good for her. I saw a lot of people, a lot of trolls on Twitter. How do you guys deal with trolls? I mean, like, I feel like it doesn't matter who you are. There's always going to be somebody who's not happy. You could be like the most likable person, and there's still going to be trolls. Like, how do you guys deal with that? With being in like the spotlight quite a bit.
I feel like you haven't made it until you're like hated. You know, like. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't really start. Because when I first started playing online, I was like, when I was playing the highest stakes, I was like super anonymous, like no one knew who I was.
Yeah.
And I'm actually kind of glad because I was like so young that I feel like some of the negative comments and stuff would have bothered me more then. Whereas now, like I legitimately, I just want them to be funny. Like I don't care what you say, just be funny, you know. Like
that's what I think.
There's like nothing.
I wish I had smart trolls at least. Like they're
yeah,
like I'm like, at least put some effort in. If you're gonna like if you call me fat or something, I'm like, this is just so effortless. I'm like, please, like,
Yeah, exactly.
help me. Pick something that like is unchangeable. Be like, your front teeth are too big, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like that, or at least gets me thinking.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm like, but I think it's whatever. I mean, you go to like fucking the comment section, any like newspaper, YouTube, you're like, oh my God, humanity, we're all dying. It's like, there's just stupid people out there who just kind of have to accept it. There's like keyboard warriors too. And also like, if you've met like a super successful, well-adjusted person who does that, like who just does that? Like who's just mean, just be mean, miserable.
Exactly. This is why I think I have
Psycho.
like on Twitter, I think I figured out how to deal with it the best though, is like you don't block the person unless they're a scary person you're afraid of like reading where you are and stuff. You mute them because then the time they're spending just yelling into the abyss, they don't have that time to like troll, you know? They're like, I'm trolling Jamie. And I'm like, I'm trolling. So it's like really like effective, you know, it's like an efficient way to deal with trolls.
See, the other thing is I feel like Jamie's like, you know, if people are going to troll Jamie, like, fuck, if she's getting trolled, I should be trolled 20 times harder because she's Jamie. How do you troll Jamie, you know? So, like,
I feel like she's untrollable.
Yeah, exactly. She's just going to win the war on words. Like, you can't open
I usually don't respond, but when I do, oh God, the person who gets responded to...
Drawing dead.
It's like a buildup of like weeks and weeks and weeks because I'm just like, ignore. I like get all of it, and I'm like, they're probably crying right now. I just don't even care.
That's amazing. I'm gonna like contract you out next time I have somebody I have a beef with and be like, Jamie, let's.
I think you can hold your own, Danielle.
Yeah, and if not, you can just like flex, and they're just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Don't say it to my face.
Show them the video that you posted of you doing. What was it? I forget what you were doing, but you were super happy because you're like it was a goal of yours. You were at CrossFit, I think.
Oh, my like muscle up thingy.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I was overly excited about that. But it's like such a cool thing. I like wanted to do it for so long, and then finally lived it. It's fun.
I have a question for you, Danielle. I know you come to Run It Up quite a bit. I've seen you there a few times. Jason has some stuff coming down the pipe. Like, do you see yourself coming back to Run It Up and like getting more involved in like mixed game stuff? And because I know he's trying to get into Twitch. Like he's already into Twitch, but he's looking to get some more. Okay, we're gonna stop talking about Jake Carver. Kyle Levicki, who is actually from our town, donated $100. So
thank you.
Another 200. Thank you so much, Kyle. Appreciate it. Yes, that GIF though.
Crouton!
Thank you so much. Thank you. Obviously, Jake Carver's already into Twitch, but he has big plans for the future of Twitch. And he's trying to involve as many people as possible. He had like, unfortunately you missed the last one, but it was honestly like, it was insane. There was so many big
I know,
there.
I'm so mad. I go to all of them, and then like the best one is the only one that I already had plans. And then
insane.
Missed it. My girlfriends and I were supposed to go to wine country. We had this like plan for like a year, and then it was freaking on fire. So I ended up like taking the whole weekend and just going to Minnesota. And I mean, it was fun because it was like still a weekend with my friends, but I mean, it was kind of unfortunate timing. So, silly fires getting in the way of my plans.
I know. God.
Selfish. Leave it to California to be selfish like that. No. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I was bummed, but no, I mean, I love Jason. He's like, he's like one of those people that we don't talk that often. What we do, we just like fall right back into where we were, and I am sure that I will probably go to the next Run It Up, and not so much mixed game stuff because I think I'm pretty much my role is like clearly defined at Run It Up. I'm like the fun captain. I'm there to like make your ball and sing karaoke and silly and things like that. It's like my role. But yeah, I'm sure that I'll probably hop on the stream with him at some point or get involved. Who knows?
Sweet. I don't mean to call you up. I remember last time I was there, you ordered 3 desserts. So, yeah.
I was hungry, and then like two people like went to go get desserts, and like all of a sudden I had like 5 desserts in front of me at like one.
Nice.
Yeah,
living the dream. It was
always
great.
Fun. I feel like I don't know why, but like just everything that's happening in poker, you pay attention to these things, especially when I go to like travel to different events and stuff. It's changing so much, and I feel like next year especially with whatever Jason has planned. I wish I knew. Like, it's tilting me so bad. Now that I have time to think about it, I'm like, oh my god, like, just tell me. You know, I'm waiting for the new year. But I feel like poker is really gonna be super different next year. There's like poker everywhere all the time. There's overlapping events. Party Poker Millions, like 10 million. Did you hear about like the Montreal event where it's 10 million guaranteed in the main alone? It's like 2 million for first in Montreal in April. So I mean, poker's just like it's huge, and
I feel like we've got a little momentum. Like I feel like it's the first time since Black Friday we've had like any momentum where I feel like it's all kind of like gradual. I think we're like upticking a little bit. Like it's like, all right, like we got some TV stuff going. We got some good tournaments going. So you're saying there's a chance, you know?
And I like the way that it's going where like you're having these huge guarantees for like pros, right? 10 million guarantee, 5 million guarantee, whatever. And then these other tours are branching off that are like all about fun. Like Run It Up Reno, all about fun. Run Good Gear, all about fun. Like some of the smaller MSTP buy-ins and things like that. Like there are definitely like different tiers of poker happening where it's not like everyone's following their way to like the high rollers at this point. Like there's definitely like in the Midwest, you're probably familiar with it, but like there aren't as many people playing for a living. There's people playing because they like love playing after doing work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should come to Run It Up Reno, Jamie. It's
Jamie, you really do.
I feel like it was. I don't know how I haven't been to one yet. I hosted the Bar Poker Open last week, and I was like, these are my people. Like, how have I not been playing with these people? Like, we're making money. I'm gonna drink and like I can get for 8 hours.
It's so amazing. Like Jason, what like Jason has created, I think he's done something really cool because like he's taken poker and he's used it as like a learning tool, and these people they want to learn whatever, but like he's really created like a community, and like and the focus is on fun, and it's almost like if you're the person who's like doing things at the table that are like bad for the game, like it's almost like you're not the cool kid, you know what I mean? He's kind of make it like, and he really is like spreading that like in order for the longevity of our game, like, we have to keep it entertaining, because if it's not, people don't want to play. Like, you know, we're part-time poker player, part-time gamers. You got to engage. And so I think Jason, what he's done is just amazing.
Yeah, I think he's
and
so
anybody
good for the game.
Has any interest should definitely come, because it really is. It's like a special environment. It's hard to describe if you're not there, but it's just you're automatically going to make like 100 friends.
Absolutely. I mean, I see, even at the circuits that I work, I see people wearing Run It Up gear just everywhere. It's just all over the place. It's a massive community, and he has like a massive Discord group too, where they're always talking about hands and different scenarios and rooting each other on. Like, I remember the main event last year, I had like a list of where all the Run It Up guys were sitting. It was like a list of like 20 people, and they were all just like updating each other on each other, and we're just super supportive. So yeah, it's definitely an awesome community to be part of. And if people out there are like, you know, listening and wanting to go to a fun event, honestly, you should come. I believe it's end of March into April. So hopefully it's be a big turnout.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. All right. Anything else you guys want to add? I think we want to talk about non-poker related. How about you, Danielle? I asked Jamie what's something that we don't really know too much about her. How about you? I know you're open book as well, but what's something we might not know?
I don't like green candy.
Green candy?
Like weird. Yeah, I don't like green candy. Like it's non-flavor. Like if it's like M&Ms and there's like not a different flavor, like I'll eat green M&Ms. But if it's like Skittles or like something like that, or like gum or Star, like I just don't like anything green.
Like you don't eat any green Smarties?
Totally racist.
No, I don't have Smarties with flavor. If they do, it's not like distinguishable enough. But like melon, stuff like that, it creeps me out.
See, I'm a lot more open-minded, and I don't even see color.
You're open-minded.
I'm racist. It's confirmed.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
I don't know. I don't really have. Let's see, in the spot. I have a patch of freckles on my elbow. I was voted most likely to be late to graduation in college, or I mean in high school.
oh, were you late?
A lot, yeah. Not to graduation, but I got like a letter they were going to charge me with truancy because I like to sleep a lot, so I would like go home and take a nap every single day. And then they sent a letter saying that they were going to take my parents and me to court, so then I had to start going to school.
What? That's so weird.
I just yeah, I did well. My parents were like, oh, if you're getting good grades, we don't really care. So I just skip half of school. And then apparently the court, everybody's got to like intervene. I'm like, oh, school. So then I had to go to school.
You had to go to school. Okay.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
Cool. Anything else you guys want to add? Because I know that D-Moon, you've got a big game to hop into. And Jamie.
Oh, yeah. You guys want to say hi? Here, I'll bring it up. You want to say hi to my table?
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring it up. We'll say hi.
You want to say hi to Bellagio?
Say hi.
Oh, hello. They don't look happy. Do you have all their money?
No. I got $40 of it for donation.
They do not look good.
Croutons. Yeah, that's probably because they're pissed. They're like, wait for me to get back. They're like, where's the dead money?
Where's the dead money?
Crouton is not impressed by those guys. He said they all look like a bunch of fish.
He's over it. Look at him. What a life.
Yeah, I know. I want to be Crouton in my next life.
What a life. He's internet famous and everything, and he gets to sleep.
I just want to lay in Jamie's lap and have her pet my head.
This can be I feel like this was already done at EDC.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the highest donation we can get to make that happen?
Does
it have to be live streamed, or do you guys just take our word for it?
Yeah,
I'm sure people will want proof.
Yeah, there's other factors here that need to happen first.
People will want receipts.
Special set of circumstances.
That's awesome.
All right, I should probably go back to my game.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much for both of you guys.
Waiting for me.
Thank you for joining us. I know we had some.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I know we had some technical difficulties, but we'll work them out. We appreciate you being with us. Anything else you want to add, or we appreciate you guys being on and getting the donations doubled through Andrew Barber. Hopefully, you can do good during the game and punish him even more.
Yes, I'll try to. Thanks to everybody who donated and who tuned in. Super appreciate it. And don't forget to count my donation towards the Punishing Andrew Barber Fund. So
got it. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you at the next stop.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye, guys.